Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a top 3 video. This is a video where I'm going to go through my top 3 products of everything that I use, from mostly makeup but a little bit of skincare as well, some favorites, things that I'm just really reaching for, excited to use over and over again. Some things in here actually shocked me because I sat down with this yesterday to start kind of combing through my list and I was like, oh, maybe I only have a top 2 in certain categories. Some things are newer, some things you've definitely heard about before. Let's see what's worth, that top tier recommendations for you. Grab your tea, grab your snack, grab your water, get comfy, and let's dive into this together. Cheers! Starting from the top, I wanted to go into my morning skincare routine. The 3 things that I am regularly using in the mornings that I keep reaching for and have for months and months, sometimes even years. This will not shock anyone who has been watching my channel for a while. Let's talk about the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Refining Serum. I have loved this for probably 3 or 4 years now. This is a fresh bottle that I have been using in the mornings with some other skincare and I love it. I can recommend this to pretty much any skin type and they all come back with the best reviews on this, saying how much they love it, how much it helps their skin. It helps with some brightening. It also helps with the smoothness of the skin. It just gives you that healthy, fresh face look no matter what your skin type is, and I have raved about this for years. Love her so much. But there are 2 newer things to my collection. One's a little bit older than the other, so I'll talk about that first. This is Glow Recipe. This is the Plum one. Well, it looks like a plum too. You can tell with the cute little packaging. Plump Hyaluronic Serum. I have been doing, like I've mentioned before in recent videos, a ton of beach days. So your girl's skin has been going through it, and this has been great for adding some nice hydration back to my skin, but it does not break me out. As many of you know, I have super sensitive skin. No matter what I do, if I try certain things and my skin reacts, it's gonna have a lot of breakouts. It's gonna have cysts. It's going to show me that it's miffed off at me. So this is a product that I have found that I can use to really give my skin some hydration again, but also give me those great skin benefits. It's plumping, but it's also very youthful, helps with the fine lines. I do also really love their water gel, but this is something that I've been more recently incorporating, but I do want to mention that from Glow Recipe. I just love Glow Recipe. There's been very few things that haven't worked for me from that line. Something that is newer to me this year specifically, and I'm still using religiously every single morning, is the Better Skin Eye Bright Now Serum. These are drops that go directly under the eyes. I just share one little drop between 2 eyes every morning underneath here, and that brightens so much. So if you have dark circles, or even if you don't think you do, once you use this, you're like, oh my gosh, I look so much more rested. I look so much more awake. I love this. It also works on some skin imperfections and hyperpigmentation. Love this. This lately has been my triple trifecta in the mornings, and I love her. Next, going into primers, this was a little harder for me because my category runneth over in my beauty collection of primers, but these are truly the main ones I have been reaching for a lot. More so top 2, but there is a 3rd one that if I'm going to do some more glam and I want to really make sure it stays all day in the heat and humidity, I do have a 3rd one in here as well. The first one I'm going to start with is our friends at e.l.f. I love e.l.f. and their new skin line. I was worried it's going to be kind of like a boring category. This has changed the game for me this summer for sure, because this e.l.f. skin not only does some smoothing and some blurring, she's a primer, but she's also some sunscreen, and your girl has desperately needed that. This has SPF 35 in it. We love it, and we also love that it is affordable. It does not pill my makeup. It does not make anything break me out because sunscreens can be a little temperamental. I have loved a Murad product that had some priming and some SPF in it, but it would pill if you used just the slightest bit too much. This will not. This has protected me with makeup on and without makeup on. This is something that I can trust and have definitely put to the test this past summer because, you guys, I've been doing a ton of beach days, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will know this, but if you don't, you can follow me right over here, and that is where you will have seen I have done a ton of beach days. I have done a lot of different things in the sun, and I'm always wearing lathering up with SPF 1 zillion, and making sure I have something for my face is super important. Usually my face is paler than the rest of my body. because that's how much I lather up the face. So it's nice to have this protection. When Wet n Wild became cruelty-free again, I could not wait to get some of it back in my collection, and I really wanted to try the newer Impossible Blurring Primer because this is supposed to mattify, hydrate, blur the pores. It has a lot of lofty claims to it, and I can tell you I have also loved this. Now this product, there is a little bit of a drawback in the fact that she's so thick and so like chunky. Again, it just did it again. It balls up. You gotta be ready to catch this when it comes out because it is creamy, but it comes off really thick, but then it really melts into the skin. It comes in really beautifully and feels very slick. It's nice. It feels really nice. But as you've seen, you gotta move quick with her if you're like, well, at least what I'm trying to show you. If I just like plop it in my hand, it's fine. And it definitely blurs. It definitely does all of the claims, and I was so happy that it was drugstore and affordable because we all know sometimes we really get, there's gonna be high end in here. There's gonna be high end, but there's also gonna be affordable. Sometimes I wanna know where I can save the money, and I want you to know where you can save the money. So this is definitely something that will blur, it will mattify, it will hydrate, but it will mask the pores all day long, and it does great. Speaking of masking the pores at a little bit more of an elevated price, there has been something in my collection that I've loved for such a long time. I'm hitting out the bottom of it, I'm working on panning it, and it is my Tarte Smoothing Timeless Putty Base Primer here. You can see I am almost done with her. This is really great for those real intense makeup days. Like if I'm doing the full glam look, if I'm gonna be starting makeup in the morning and I want the makeup to last all day long, this is a great primer to use. Love it, still swear by it, and I have for years. So this is one of those tried and true babies that I know it's like my secret weapon. She's like in my back pocket whenever I know I'm gonna do a full beat and I want it to look good all day long. But I would also say you don't need that anymore because of this drugstore item. It's so good, does very similar things. Next, I wanted to jump into skin tints. And honestly, if you would have asked me, I don't know, 5 years ago, would I even have this category in my collection? I would have said no. I'm a full beat girl. I want the full glam every day. Well, times change. Makeup changes, our preferences change, trends change, and I have been loving more skin tints for the natural days, especially this past summer. And I've noticed that a lot when I was going through this collection. I was like, what am I truly reaching for? It's a lot of the things that give me the clean, fresh, dewy look where I can do some minimal work. You'll still see some freckles. It still looks like me, but a little bit more enhanced and ready to go. And that's what this category is for me. You've heard me talk about this before. I'm wearing it today along with some of these other babies, but this is something I've loved since last summer, but I only started loving it last summer because before that I wasn't so sure about this Tarte product. But I've not found anything comparable yet. So if you know of a dupe of this, I'll let your girl know. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand, and I do believe this was just on the Ulta 21 day sale maybe, or maybe not, I'm not sure. I wanted it to be, maybe I just wished it would be. My shade is Aglow, and I like to put this like right under the eyes because what this formula does is it masks, but it also highlights right under the eyes, but not like a highlight. It just makes everything look juicy. It makes you look awake with some fresh skin. I love how this looks. I had this on today with something else from this category, and I have honestly just done this product and used it as my look for the day, essentially. This is the Drunk Elephant Debronzi. I know this went very viral this year, and that's honestly why I had to try it because I kept seeing it everywhere. I was influenced to try it, and it can be very intimidating. Like I said, most of the time my face is paler than the rest of my body because I use so much SPF on the face, and I wasn't sure how well this product would work for me because I was like, is it gonna be too bronze? I'm not a huge liquidy girl when it comes to the makeup portion. But really, this shocked me. I like putting this with skincare or without skincare. But if you do use this product without skincare, you will see you get much more tan very quickly. And, oh, I took too much. But what this will do is I will take a little bit of it off on my finger and then rub it in with a clean finger. And you can see how you can really tan up here. But this has some amazing skincare properties into it. This has cocoa extracts peptides in it. I will also say it will look a little dark at first. I just added some more, but then you let it sit into your skin and it definitely kind of just coats in. It kind of goes back into the skin more and it just starts to look way more natural because at first it can look a little bit more orange, but then it'll seep in. Now keep in mind, I just layered this baby up, so we'll look and see how it looks in comparison. But I do really like this. I will apply this with fingertips, kind of like all over the face, move it around, do it on the jaw, all the things, let it sit, and then I feel like I'm good to go. I will use this under the eyes for just a little bit more coverage, and then I literally just put on a little bit of brows and I'm done. Done, done, done. In the summer, I kind of like that more no fuss look, and it also helps to match my body with my face, but also gives me some color. I look like that glowy goddess look. I really like it. This has been something I was on the fence about trying. You can also kind of take a wet paper towel and wear it down if you maybe put on a little bit too much in certain spots. I don't do at-home tanning, and I've heard that be like a thing where people are like, well, maybe if you do at-home tanning, this would be a thing if you want to match your face to the rest of your body. I don't even do that, honestly. I mean, I do live in Florida where I'm outside quite a bit, but I would say this is something you can use even if you don't do that. Just put it with skincare so it's a little less, but you still get that juicy glow up look. I love it personally. And this is something I've been using as a skin tint in the mornings with this pretty regularly. I just knocked everything over. Along with, I've talked about these before, this is the Caliray skin tint. The full name of this baby is the Free Dreaming Skin Wellness Diffusing Tint. And I think it does just that. I think it does some nice diffusing to the skin so you look healthy, you look glowy. I use the number 6 if I want a little bit more tan to me, the number 4 in the off seasons when it's just kind of more my natural color. And I like to build it up a little bit, and it looks beautiful on the skin. I really liked these, and it's something I'm bringing into this year because I loved it last year. The next category is foundation, and this is gonna be a category I need to be really real with you. I could have just said 2. The previous products that I had just mentioned are really a good indicator as to why I've not been doing a ton of foundation, and I would have never thought I would have said something like that like 4 years ago, ever, because I was a foundation lover, felt like I couldn't leave the house without it. It's so much funny that now the older I get, the better my skin is looking with all the great skincare I'm using less of the base products and just kind of doing a little bit here and there and going. And I think that's pretty freeing actually for me. But some of the products that I still love, and there's a new one in here too, but you guys know as far as the foundation goes, I have like 4 or 5 of these in my collection. It is the CoverGirl Simply Ageless. This has some of the Olay benefits. It's a 3-in-1. I always have this linked in my description box when I talk about it. And yes, it's not new to the market. No, it's not the new hype that you would see all over the Instagrams, the YouTubes, the TikToks. It's just truly a favorite of mine. And I always worry when I'm just telling you the genuine things that even though I test a lot of stuff throughout a year and a lot of stuff just in general over time, this is still a top contender for me because of the way it works with my skin. I think it gives me enough blur, it gives me enough coverage, not too much coverage. You can still see freckles with this. It gives such a healthy, nice look where you don't feel like you're wearing a ton of makeup. No, it is not the latest and greatest. It is a standard tried and true for me that I love. So I always feel a little like I'm a bad YouTuber for not telling you the latest thing to go spend your money on, but then I also feel like I'm a good YouTuber because I'm telling you this is something that I have compared this to everything I've ever tried. And she's still a top contender. She's still a top 3 for me. I love her, and you know what? I'm not sorry about it. I have 5 in my collection for crying in a bucket. That's how much I love it. Another one that I have recently tried, because I am regularly trying new makeup all the time, you guys. This isn't just me recycling the same stuff. This is a brand I had never heard of, and this is MICCILO. This is a soft matte foundation, but it's not too high coverage, but it is high coverage. Let me put this on the other hand. I actually have this on today. It's just become something I reach for over and over since I received it. It is high coverage, but you can still see freckles with it. It does help to mattify things down, but it is soft. The soft claims are totally there. You can see how it doesn't look cakey. You still see some dew on the face. You still see the natural tones of the hand and the skin. I have really, really liked this. I do have a link for them down below. This was sent to me in PR, honestly, but that does not change my review because I've gotten some other things in PR that I've not liked and told you about. This is something I have continually used since I got it because of how well it goes on the skin. It just glides. It looks natural. It doesn't look like you're wearing a ton of makeup. Sometimes if I apply it right with a damp sponge, it doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation. It just looks like me, just healthier. So even though this says that it is a long-lasting, soft, matte, full coverage foundation, like look, that looks so natural and nice. Now, if you want to go full coverage, I still have in my top rotation the Natasha Denona Transformatte, something you guys heard me talk about years ago when I was still in my full glam moments. But honestly, this has been more on the back burner. I had a struggle figuring out a third one because I've been mostly using these two a lot and a lot of things, like I mentioned, from my more skin tint category. So I still love this. I still think it's great. It's just a bit more coverage for me than I'm looking for at the moment. So I'll just usually dapple a little bit of it on with maybe something else just to give it a little bit more, you know, a little bit more cushion in the face. Now let's talk about concealers, because you guys, there's a new concealer on the block that this is gonna feel like hype, because you've definitely seen this recently all over Instagram, all over YouTube, all over TikTok, but it's worth the hype. This is one of the times that all the hype got it right. The Natasha Denona Hyglam Concealer. And you guys, I just got a code to save you 15% with Natasha. This is like one of those highlights for me that I've worked for 7 years on YouTube, and I now have an affiliate code with Natasha. I'm so excited. On any of the products that I happen to mention with Natasha or anything on their website that you're interested in, I can get you 15% off with my code. Links and codes are going to be in the description box down below. It makes me so excited. Use my code Nicole Fisher for 15% off. I love that I get to say that now with Natasha. That's so exciting. This concealer though, goes on like a dream. It goes on under the eyes, all over the face, wherever you choose to put it. I've even used it like on the body. I actually used it one day just to see if I could cover up my ankle tattoo, just to see the coverage, and it does a great job. Everything still looks like skin. Everything still covers, but it's also not too heavy. It's such an amazing formula that I feel like every time I use it under the eyes, there's not extra crepiness. It's not going into the fine lines. It is super smoothing. You can layer it if you want to, but I don't find that I even need to. Whereas sometimes with other good formulas, you like it, but sometimes you need to layer her up just a bit to get enough coverage. I really don't need it with this. I have fallen so hard in love with this, and apparently so is the rest of the internet. But this is this like my favorite? It honestly is my favorite concealer, because I even considered in the Ulta 21 day sale getting another version of my old favorite, which was Born This Way multi-used concealer. I almost forgot what it was. I was going to get that, and then since I've been using this, I was like, I honestly don't need it, and this is, I don't need it. This is so perfect. This is great, and I love it. This is my high-end must-have, love it. It's my ultimate favorite. I use it every single day. My backup that I have been loving up until I got this, so I mean, I still love it, but it's just not as quality, but it is way more affordable, is our friends at e.l.f. It is the Hydrating Camo Concealer 16 Hour Wear. I mean, you can see how much I use this. Look at this. You can see all of that in there, but don't worry, I have more in my drawer. Your girl has 2 other shades in her drawer because I do love these, and I have loved them for a long time. So this is a true endorsement for this great e.l.f. product. I have always felt like e.l.f. was always great, but they've been stepping up their game so much in like all categories, makeup and skincare. If you need an affordable concealer that is amazing, creamy, doesn't stick to fine lines, I can tell you this e.l.f. product is so darn good. Now, talking about my natural days, the days that I am just using more of the skin tints, Debronzi, and we move on with our day, something that I love to put down in the beginning, this is kind of more my concealer on a natural day, is the Ole Henriksen Skin Banana Bright Vitamin CC Stick that's gonna look really ugly right now because I pretty much used her up and some of it got stuck in the cap. I honestly don't know how that happened. I really don't. Did it get too hot? I don't even like lay it, like I didn't over push it. So I don't know, I'm just gonna have to get more of that out. I'm gonna have to get another one. I'm down to the bottom of this because this is something I've used a lot in general this year, not just the summer, in general. I have loved putting this under the eyes, patting it down, and usually I'm a very skeptic person when it comes to the yellowing banana things because I've never found one that really works great for me because I have more of a neutral skin tone, not a pink tone, not a yellow tone. This has worked so great to put under the eyes. I even let it sit a second, then use my fingertips to kind of like press it in, and it just looks like all of my dark circles go away. So this is a great combo with something else when it's just like easy to just do a little bit and go. And then it's all skincare that's great for your skin. I love that. I feel like I'm talking fast because there's so much to go through. Now we've done all of those types of liquids for the most part, so let's talk about powders. I'm a powder girl. I love a good powder. A lot of you guys know that, but I know this category can feel a little less sexy. So again, kind of like my CoverGirl foundation, you know that there is a powder, if you have been following me for any length of time, to know that this is the truth. This is probably my millionth one. Maybe that's an exaggeration. Maybe it's my like 47th, but I am down to hardly anything left in my CoverGirl Advanced Radiance powder. This is so good. My shade is 115, and I use this specifically under the eyes and down the nose. You can use it all over the face. This is generally just what I use though regularly, as in every single day for this area, and it's perfect. It's such a great product. Creamy, buttery, does not give me the caked up powder look in those very sensitive targeted areas, and it doesn't break apart. Again, I live where it's hot. I'm very expressive, as you've probably seen in this video and all of my others, and it does not give me those fine lines. It doesn't crepe. I get really frustrated when I try a new powder that I have high hopes for, and it's just nothing like this. And this is drugstore, affordable. I love that. And I have tried another drugstore powder off of your recommendation, so thank you. The number 7 Light and Luminate Triple Action Pressed Powder. Those are a lot of words, but this is a really great powder as well for setting down the makeup. I think this has done a beautiful job on the skin of also not being too much, really moving in with the skin, not taking over with crepiness or packing on to the point that your skin starts to look a little reptilian. It's not doing any of those things. It's just a nice, beautiful wash of powder to set everything down, and then you can kind of just go in with a spray and be done. And the newer high-end baby on the block that I've been loving is my Lawless powder. This is the perfecting powder that is a skin smoothing powder. It is talc free. My shade here is light medium. It's a little light for me at the moment with how tan I am, but it works great with a fluffy brush or with a more packed brush. Now it does come with a little pad as well that I have used for a bit more coverage, and I think it looks great. It does not pack too much in, but if you do get a little too much with the sponge, you could just take a brush and easily fluff some of it away to still have more of a natural look. Some people want a lot of powder to have it all powdered down. It depends on how oily you are, maybe the type of year it is, maybe what your environment is. But this has worked great for me in a humid climate where I'm wanting to keep the makeup on, but I don't want it to start to age into cake face, because sometimes you put on a powder like this and it looks great in the beginning, and then as time passes it starts to fall apart, quite literally, kind of crack, start to look really dry. This does not do that, and I've had some powders that do. These are all some of my top ones that I just keep loving, which is why they're in the top 3. Brows are a little tough for me at the moment. I will be 100% with you, because 2 products immediately stood out to me. And then the third is kind of just rotating whichever ones I have in my collection that I'm enjoying. There's nothing that's like really sticking out to me to be like, oh my gosh, this is a top 3 all year long for me. But these 2 are the top 2 all year, maybe longer. Elf. This video is not sponsored by Elf. I bought these myself, but I bought these for myself several times. My hair went a little bit lighter this summer. I decided to get some highlights, some of those money pieces, and I needed lighter brow products. I just did, because I've had such dark hair for 3-4 years that I only had like near black eyebrow products, and I was like, what does a girl do? So I literally just drove immediately from my hair appointment to my local Walgreens and picked up 2 of my favorite brow products, and I colored my hair like 5-6 weeks ago. I'm not even bothered to go get any other products because these are so good. I haven't needed them, and they've lasted me, and they last all day. Okay, starting with the Ultra Precise brow pencil from e.l.f. You can use the pencil to really help define and carve out the brow. I won't lie to you, this brow might look a little weird because I also picked up a couple other e.l.f. products to try, and instead of spraying down my face, I accidentally picked up the e.l.f. Acne Calming Water Cream, and at the end of my makeup sprayed a cream on my face, and it hit this brow specifically, went all over it. So just don't judge this brow right now, okay? That was me. But this has worked so beautifully to help carve out a brow and then fill it in. Some days that's all I need to do, or I only need to do this. This is the e.l.f. Wow Brow, and it's literally a wow product. It's got a little spoolie here with some fibers on it and color. So literally all you gotta do is put it on your brow. This has been something I fell in love with a year ago, 2 years ago. How long ago did I talk about this? If you know, tell me in the comments, because I don't even know how long I've been talking about this. I love that it's like $3 to $5. You don't have to break the bank for good brow products. And that's something else I love, because sometimes I do want to splurge on my makeup, but more on like maybe an eyeshadow palette, which we're gonna talk about. Sometimes I want to splurge on a new foundation to try for you. Or sometimes, you know, Drunk Elephant is not cheap. So I want to try the things, and they're pricier. So I love that there are standard products that I can always get at the drugstore that are just amazing, worth the money, worth the hype, and we can move on. Okay, so the third product for my rotating version right now for our top 3 category is the $1 Billion Brows. I actually really liked Tiny Microblade. Probably dry right now, honestly. Yeah, this one's dried out because I've used it up. But I can get these at my local like TJ Maxx and Marshalls pretty regularly, and I like them. It's already got a shape to it where all you need to do is draw onto your brow to fluff and color right up in the areas to look a little bit more natural. I like it. Moving on to my bronzer category, which is always a category for me that is more in my top preferred makeup categories. Anytime someone's talking about a bronzer, I'm listening just that much more, because I love a bronzer. I love to be kind of like a bronzy, glowy girl no matter what time of year it is. And I thought I was gonna hate these because I'm more of a powder girl. I'm not so much of a cream liquid makeup kind of girl when it comes to my products for complexion, like blushes and bronzers and highlighters. But makeup is changing, they're changing formulas, and what works together is just so different than what it used to be 5 years ago. Let's talk about the Merit Beauty bronzers. These are called their Bronze Balms. I have 2 of them here. One is lighter, one is darker. I've shown you guys these in action before. I really can't get over how good these are. They go beautifully on top of all of my foundations, all of my liquid products. They blend in so beautifully. I'm wearing it today. It's just something that I can really add on to no matter what type of tan I have or don't have at the moment. Carve out the jaw. I can use it on the body if I want to. It is such a nice creamy product that blends smooth into the skin, does not look patchy. It does not interfere with the things underneath it. And that's a struggle I've had a lot too, of it pulling away foundations maybe, or concealers. No, this just moves and glides. That's the word I want to use, glides so beautifully over what you already have down, and then blends into the rest, so your makeup looks more natural. So if I am using a little bit more lighter products, or even some of my favorite foundations, I can take these products and blend them so nicely together that I look very natural and don't have to do a full beat, because this looks so organic. It looks very much like I just look like I have a filter on in person thanks to some of these products, and this is definitely one of them. I think I have a link for them. I'll see if I have a code for them as well for you. This was gifted to me from Merit that I tried last Christmas. It is September of the following year, and I'm still loving them. This isn't sponsored. They don't know I'm talking about it right now. It's just become a favorite. And these products, oh my gosh. You won't be shocked, because even though I know we've got this in BoxyCharm, when did we get this in BoxyCharm? Last summer? 2 summers ago? I'm running through this iconic London Ultimate Bronzing Powder every day. Like, I use this so regularly. The pan is huge, and the amount that I've used up is huge. I use this on the face, on the nose, in the eyes, sometimes on the body if I need to warm it up. I am just loving this product. It is so creamy. It is so buttery, but it's such a nice neutral base. And that might be what works so great for me with my neutral undertone, is that I can really warm this up, really layer this up, and it does not show or build up as too orange on me. It doesn't build up as too gray on me. It's just a lovely tone of neutral bronze, and I love it. It is fully matte, but I do find that this will still allow some of my more dewy products underneath to live through it. So that way I still have a glow to me, even when I'm, just using this matte bronzer. I love her, along with something really bougie, the Charlotte Tilbury. This is just the mini Filmstar Bronze and Glow Duo. I got this for Christmas like 2 years ago, and I still use her up. I still love her. The highlighter's great too. I guess I should mention that as far as like a highlight goes, but the bronzer's really why I pull this out a lot. I even used my nose contour with just this today because it's very natural, but it does give the nice neutral shadow to the nose. I find if I want to just do a little bit of what I call like a minor contouring, more natural contouring, this is perfect to go in the hollows of the cheeks, under the jaw a little bit, down the nose, just for that little extra bit of structure, but it's more of a bronzed structure. Love this as well. This has become so top tier for me when I need a creamy bronzer to work with anything. I love it. But I also think you only need the mini. I think the big version is kind of overkill. I think you could get away with the mini and have this for a really long time. Save the money, honey. Now blushes. Okay, this is where I'm gonna feel a little bit, not totally, but a little bit like we've seen this before. Because while I'm using more blushes the past year or two, I don't get like blush boners about makeup when it comes to that. Like I get like makeup boners about a new eyeshadow palette. There's quite a few out there right now that I'm just like eyeballing so hard. you know whatting it because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need that. But as far as a blush goes, if I have something in my collection that I love, I'm just gonna keep using it. That's where I get a little bit more like a regular consumer when it comes to makeup. There's certain categories and blush is one of them. If I have something good, I don't need to keep shopping for the next greatest thing because I already have these and like them. So this may feel a little bit more like you've seen me talk about them before because you have. The first one is going to be something that I still love. She's bougie though. This is Natasha. Again, use my code if you want to save some money on their blushes. These are so good. This is the blush duo. So we have more of an orange tone one here and a more punchy, pinky, almost coral shade, I would say. And I really love this coral shade over here. This one is her number 10 palette. Tutu is the shade over here, and this one here is the sheer peach nude. I've even combined these though, and I think they look beautiful on the skin. This gives you a nice, healthy, nice wash of pink, a nice flush look. It looks great for all seasons. I think spring, summer, fall, winter. I think it does a great job for me. It's the perfect color matches, like for my skin and all the makeup looks I like to do. Definitely one of my top blushes. And we did get this earlier this year. This is what introduced me before the Debronzi, the Oh Blues from Drunk Elephant. And I was so confused. I was like, what is this? And you guys were so great in the comments and were like, girl, put it with, like, it's a blush. It's a blush. It's not just, I thought it was just like to infuse and enhance with my skincare, which you can use it with skincare. I prefer to use this alone, whereas I will say with the Debronzi, I like to use this anyway with skincare without it, but it's because this goes all over my face. Whereas this, I'm very targeted with. I put this specifically where I keep a blush. And I like to use my fingertips with this, and then once I get it down a bit, go in with a sponge. I think this is a beautiful job. This works great on natural days. If I wear it with more full glam, then I will put this down, but then I'll still need to, use another blush as a little bit more of a setting powder for this. But it's worked great. I've really liked it with simple days and full makeup days. The last product I'm going to talk about with the blushes is really something that I've had in my collection for a long time. So I don't know if this is going to have any hype around it. I don't even know if I'll be able to find it online to link for you. But the Ciate London blush, this one is the Dusk in the Marbled Light. I love a good marbled blush. I think that these look really beautiful on the skin. They kind of juice it up, but they still look diffused and don't grab to texture. I still really like this, so I'm gonna tell you, it's in my top 3. Highlighters. I've not sought out highlighters this year. I don't even know if I sought out highlighters last year, because highlighters I feel like my cup runneth over on, but also we've got so many great products now that have that extra dew in them, have that extra glow. We don't feel like we always have to hunt down a separate highlighter. Some people that really like the liquid highlighters I have not gotten into that bit of the journey yet. So let me tell you about my top 3. This is probably going to be similar to last year's. We got Becca. Becca is back. Becca is with Smashbox. So if you are wanting your champagne pop or your opals, they got you covered. I believe these were even recently in the Ulta 21 day sale, so if you needed to snag some, I hope you did, because these are still some of my top favorite highlighters. It doesn't matter that this is 2023 and these came out back when Jaclyn Hill was promoting the champagne pop shade and things like that. I will still be a ride or die with these because these are really quality. They don't stick to the texture on your skin. And the older we get, you know, the more things start to move around, more we start to get some more texture to our skin. And this still is a stunner, still a top highlighter. And I'm not sorry to re-mention her and her sister product in my mind, the Laura Mercier. This is what they call the Radiance Matte Highlighter. This is a baked powder. Again, a good baked powder can be beautiful on the skin, and this is absolutely one of them as well. I think I got this in a Luxe box like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Still rave about it. Very similar to me as the Natasha Denona Glow. I feel like these three are like, I don't know, triplets in certain ways. Like these are still the trifecta of highlighters for me. This is the All Over Glow from Natasha Denona. I actually prefer 02 Medium over the 01. I feel like this goes better with my skin, and I don't think I'm too pale, but I also think I don't think I'm too tan in general either. I just think that this goes better for me personally. I have loved all of these for years, and these are still my top contenders, and I don't feel like I just need to shop for the sake of shopping in categories where I already have like true loves that work so great. Okay, this was a hard category because let's be serious. I have a large eyeshadow palette collection. You guys have seen my declutters where we've gone through them, and it took 2 videos to go through. So to be honest, what I have been genuinely reaching for is what's in my top 3 right now. And I'm really focusing, I guess, on quality eyeshadows because I'm not spending a ton of time doing the makeup. As you've seen, I've got more skin tints going, more skin glows coming, skincare. So I'm wanting some more minimal but beautiful eye looks to go with it. So starting from the top, I have been loving my Natasha Denona Glam palette. This is a very cool toned neutral palette, and yes, I have definitely seen the newer one going around with the Natasha that's more warm toned, but it's got some cool tones to it as well, just not as cool as this. And I'm so tempted by that. But there's also a Patrick Ta one that's out right now. There's a couple of the nude ones that I'm trying to figure out which one I want, but this is the one that I've been reaching for a lot. But to warm it up like I'm doing today, I have all 3 of these on my eyes today. It's the Natasha Denona. This is the mini bronze palette with Natasha Denona. I'm wearing this today as well. She's beautiful. She is stunning. I have some of these shades on in my crease. I've loved this. I've worn this all by itself. It's great. Again, use my code, save some money. Now this one, I almost feel like I'm kind of not cheating, but this is an affordable Natasha Denona dupe. I had Alter Ego recently reach out to me, and they said, hey, do you want to try some of our eyeshadow palettes? And I was like, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. And apparently a lot of their palettes are very like tested, tried and true up against specifically Natasha Denona palettes, and they're considered just as good. So I was really like, is this even going to be a thing? This is the Sahara palette that is supposedly like her Biba palette, which is the most coveted Natasha Denona palette, but it's like the $129 value. She's up there. And I have to tell you, now that I've tried this palette for probably a few weeks now, this has been one of the only things I've been reaching for. And when I do reach for this, if I'm reaching for something else, I'm grabbing one of these to put with it just to marry and match, and they work the same. I mean, there might be a little bit more fallout with this one, but not to the point that it stopped me from using them. I have been loving this. It feels like this is like an all Natasha Denona lineup, but this is an affordable Alter Ego version. I'm gonna have this linked below. I think I have a code for this as well, so I will definitely let you know. This was sent to me. This is not being sponsored though. They did not ask me to talk about it. This is just me trying it and comparing it to what the hype has been seeing online, and it's legit, guys. It's legit. All right, I know this video is really long, so I'm trying to move quickly. Mascaras, let's talk about it. I'm obsessed right now with the Milani highly rated anti-gravity mascara. I think this mascara is a showstopper. I'm wearing it today. I'm not wearing anything else. I almost thought about wearing falsies, and I was like, I don't even need them, it looks like. So what I like to do though sometimes is after a while, pump them back up, and then they stay. Like, it is just so stunning. I love how these fluff. I feel like they don't do that spider technique. I like the wand actually quite a bit. I also love that it's drugstore. I will mostly want a drugstore mascara because they only live for 3 months and you don't want to break the bank sometimes on a mascara. And this one is super quality. I was so glad I saw Andrea Matteliano talk about it because then I was like, I have to go try it if she tried it. And I love it. It's one of my new favorites. You guys already know Essence is one of my favorites. If you're just needing an inexpensive, great drugstore for $5.99, the one I have here is the Fall / Princess Effect, but I also truly love the Curl and Volume Mascara. I might actually use that one more. So I'm going to take that back. I'm going to put this one over here because this is the one that I love the absolute most. It reminds me a lot of the Milani Anti-Gravity. Kind of a similar wand as well. A little less hourglass look and more fluff, but very similar. And a new waterproof favorite of mine that I do find I reach for a lot, and it could be because, again, I'm still in that summer time frame where this waterproof is really coming through. The Man Eater from Tarte, the waterproof one. This is so nice. I'm finding it does still fluff the lashes too, and I don't usually like this type of component here where the brush is more of that, you know, bristly, small. It's more that spiky look. This is not usually my favorite. But I actually really liked how my lashes looked, and I like how this wore, but it wasn't terribly hard to get off when I was using the proper like oils and things. So I'm really liking this as well. Okay, honestly, liners, again, if I didn't get it in a subscription box, I've not been seeking it out because I've had so many for so long. So my top contenders here are Patrick Ta. I have really, really loved the Precision Lip Crayon here. She pumps up in the back. I really like this brown tint that I have here. They sent this to me a while back and I fell in love with it. This one here is the shade She's Strong. It's a beautiful, oh wait, can I just show you the hands really quick? This is what the Debronzi looks like, and this is what my regular skin looks like. So it really does become very natural, just very glowy. She looks very, you know, not Oompa Loompa orange. She just makes you look like a tans glowy goddess, and I love that. So I wanted you to see that before I accidentally swatch on it. Such a creamy lip liner though. Like, this is so beautiful. I really love this lip liner. I'm not terribly picky about lip liners. I just don't want it to be like tugging and really rough to use. Then I just don't even mess with it. But this one I've had for years and years. Like, since I started my channel, I have a new one here this year. This is the Vintage by Jessica Lebiskin pencil liner. This one is in the shade Mocha. This is one I have loved for a super long time. She has a little bit more like pink rosy dusk color to her. I just love it. Lasts all day, works with so many of the colors I love, and I fell in love with Persona. So I will say Persona in 90210. Something I am wearing today is also super beautiful, super easy to use. Look at that. I'm obsessed. Lipsticks. I was struggling with this category. I'm sitting here staring at my stuff too, being like, yeah, I have other stuff. I mean, I guess I'm clearly not committed to this category if I'm still picking a third one, honestly. I usually stick to something that's more of a liquid lipstick based off the fact that I want it to last through water. I drink water throughout the day, and yes, there's going to be some transfer because I always put a gloss on top these days too. But my current, like, ever since I got this, I've not stopped using it. Favorite is the REM Beauty Leave a Message. Mostly because this reminds me of a shade, oh, it smells good too, that I got from ColourPop years ago, the Aquarius shade. This is like the perfect nude for my skin tone. I love this. I also love the scent. Super great. I love the way it feels on the lips, and it's not even too tight. Now, I do have a ColourPop lippy here for a matte liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Times Square. It's what I'm wearing today, and this is going to be amazing in the fall. Right now, I feel like it's still a little too dark for what I'm going for most days, unless I'm planning to do more of that caramel look like I'm doing today. But you can see she's a little bit more rosy. She's got a little bit more base to her, and she gets darker as she dries. But she is so nice. I also just love when it'll last. Honestly, I don't want to reapply things throughout the day because a lot of times what'll end up happening is if I just use a gloss, I will feel like I'm all put together, and then I'll catch myself in the mirror doing things and I'm like, oh, I still have all my makeup on, but my lips look bare AF, or you only see a liner. So that's kind of why I like something that's a little bit more stay put type of a base lipstick. And the third one I'm going to say is a bullet lippy. I really, really, really liked this one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is newer to my collection. This one is the Warm Peach shade. I love a nude lipstick, you guys. I don't think that is news to anybody. I will say though, I find these bullet lippies, while they are creamy and way more comfortable to put on a lot of days, they don't necessarily last as long as a liquid lipstick does. So it kind of depends on what my day is gonna look like of what I go for. Now let's talk about lip gloss. Lip gloss for me is so much fun right now because there are just so many great formulas out there that I feel like I can trust. Before, I felt like they were only goopy, sticky, and grabbed to my hair to them and would never let, like it was always up here. You know what I mean? I just bought a new one of these yesterday because I loved it so much. The CoverGirl Yummy Glosses. You guys, these are like $7.99 at Target. I got a new shade in Coconuts About You. Now granted, when you put it on top of a bold lipstick like I did today, you're not going to see it as much, but that's okay. It livens it up. Whatever you have on underneath, this is so darn comfortable. I have taken the other one with me so much in all my handbags that I got sick of just not having one sitting in my beauty room. So I went and bought another one yesterday. Love this so much. And it smells good. I don't know what it smells like, but it smells good. I don't think it's gonna shock any of you, I believe, when I tell you that the Tarte Juicy Lips are some of my favorites. So I don't even know if they make just the Juicy Lip anymore or if they only make the Lip Plump, but I still have both of these, and these are definitely some of my favorites. These are in my handbag regularly. I think I have like 4 floating around, maybe 5, because they are so comfortable. They make the lips look amazing. The plumper one does give you some more of that like tingling feeling, whereas the juicy ones just juice up your lips and look so good either on their own or on top of something. I do like to use a liner with these just because I like to overline just a little bit to give it a little bit more pout. These are so comfortable. These have been like my favorites for a long time. And a newer favorite for me are some of the Pacifica colored tinted lip balms. This one is in the shade Glow Baby. I think I have like 3 of these, and they are super quality glosses. They have a slight tint to them, and they smell amazing, and they really make the lips look juicy, and they feel really nice on the skin. I feel like I only have 1 setting spray to tell you about. I know I'm supposed to have 3 because this is like a top 3 video because I want to give you options, but you guys, I've been trying everything else in my collection since my Urban Decay died and I ran out of it. I can't find anything else I like as much. I am trying something right now by e.l.f. This is the Stay All Night Micro Fine Mist, and so far I do like how this is making all my makeup one, and it's lasted really well because I did my makeup before I did this video for a while ago, but this is my ultimate favorite, Urban Decay All Nighter. I know that there are some like dupes out there in the drugstore, but even when I've retried them, maybe I need to retry. I tried the Wet n Wild one again and I did not like it as much. I just didn't. Maybe I need to retry NYX. Is NYX as good as this? Tell your girl, because I'm struggling right now. I just missed this and I just need to, I went to the store and they didn't have the 2-pack, so I just need to buy it online. And the top 3 skincare products of the evening are some of my favorites. The Rhodial Vitamin C Brightening Cleanser is something I have been using every single night to take off some makeup. I usually use this as a first step cleanse, sometimes as a second step depending on what I've got going on, if it's just skincare versus makeup, but I have been using this a bunch. I think this is a great formula and I love the pump. It doesn't irritate my skin or break me out either, and it gets the makeup off, but I do feel like it brightens the skin as well. Something that I went away from, I used this in the beginning of the year, went away from it for a while and went back to it, and I definitely noticed a difference when I use this Elemis toner. This toner is amazing. Yes, it does come in a spray, and on the occasion I will spray down my face like maybe in the morning, but mostly I use this at night. I take off the cap, use a cotton round, and then I wipe it all over my face, and my skin just looks so much better, healthier, glowier, less lines, more just clear, even tones and complexions with this product. This is something that I love so darn much, and I've been using this religiously in the evenings because I notice when I don't, I notice the difference. And this is something I think I'm on my 3rd bottle of in the evenings, because I told you in the mornings what I put under the eyes for the brightening and the getting rid of the dark circles. This is the sister product that I love to marry it with. You've heard me talk about this before. This is the Mud Masky Under Eye Vitamin Serum. This looks like it's just going to be a tiny serum to do nothing. You just put a little bit under your eyes. But this is so fast acting. I noticed the difference with this the next day when I first started using it. And then when I go back and try other things, get away from this for a little bit and come back to it, I again notice the next day when things are working great. I usually get this on Amazon as well. It's a little pricier, but totally worth the money, totally worth it, and I so love it. Next, I want to talk about a few fall pieces that I am so excited to wear and use this fall, and I have to say, I have always wanted, because green for some reason is just my color in the winter and fall times, well, all year, but I love like olive tones in the fall, because that's when I pull out those olive tones and eyeshadows and in makeup. They have the jacket maker had the perfect like bomber jacket that was this gorgeous like cut and gorgeous green. I love the design of this. I love the detailing and the edging on this. They sent this to me recently and I cannot wait to use it. And the leather is so yummy. It is such a great product. What I love about this jacket too, it is the finest of the real leather. These are direct to consumer, one of a kind pieces. So it's not like this mass overproduced product as well. They also have size diversity, which I love. So anyone can fit into these jackets. Cause I think a lot of us have had that struggle before where something is always too big or too small depending on our body type. So it is so nice that they give you those nice options for the sizing. I loved all of the attention to the detail on the sleeves, on the zippers. Everything is done super functionally, and I love that so much. Mine is the Adeline quilted green leather biker jacket, and I just think this is gonna be so yummy and so stunning for fall. Any links I have, I'm gonna be putting them in the description box for you. And if you use my coupon code Nicole10, you can get 10% off of a leather jacket for this fall and winter. I cannot wait to share that with you. Also, I have some amazing cup sheet pieces that I have kind of collected or had over time, and I just wanted to share them with you here. This video is not sponsored by Cupshe. I know I work with them a lot. I have for the past 3 years, but truly their clothing pieces are things I get so excited for. This dress today is definitely from Cupshe that I am wearing. The sweaters that I've recently got in a recent video that I showed you guys are absolutely gonna be some of my favorites for this fall, and I'm so excited because in Florida, it's kind of like you almost have to force fall, like I have to feel those fall vibes. So just kind of having some of the nice apparel pieces like this always make it great for me. And I did do some fun fall shopping at just like some local stores, and I have been loving doing more of a coastal Halloween fall vibe. So I did get a few pieces that I'm going to see if I can find some links for you and insert them here that I'm super excited to decorate my home with. A lot of you guys may know I came from tiny house living where I could not really decorate my house for the upcoming seasons much. Like I could do little things here and there, but nothing that really gave me those it's a new season vibe. So in my new home here, I get so excited to decorate and so excited to really bring that new season into my space. Home Goods, TJ Maxx were like my top 2 places I was finding stuff this year. Marshall's was kind of hit or miss in my area, but I got this lovely, soft, cozy blanket that Cooper took over immediately. Cooper was like, this is mine. I didn't even mean to bring it in the house just yet. We were having that hurricane come through, and I set that on the couch because I did not want that in my garage while I was kind of like, you know, getting things ready for a hurricane. And Cooper just laid on it, put his paws on it, and was like, this is for me, right? And I was like, I guess it is, because who's going to tell that face no? Where are you guys getting your fall decor from? Because I get so excited every year for this now. I'm just like, this is my 2nd year, and I'm just pumped. Thank you guys so much for watching my top 3 in every category. What are some of your top 3? I would love to know. Let us know below because I'm always on the hunt. And tell me if you can think of anything as far as setting sprays go, because clearly I'm struggling in that area. I only want this. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do happen to be new to my channel, hi new friends. I really hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on the upcoming videos that I have coming this fall, and I'm already working on my Halloween special. Bye friends.